Hi, welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. It's Friday. How many people have been watching every day? We did Monday through Friday last week of The Daily Show. We did it this week as well. How many people thought I was actually going to finish the week? Because I kept saying, maybe I'll just stay in bed. I'm just waking up. Uh, but I figured, you know what? One more day of the week, we got to do it. And then soon enough, be back on the road and we'll have to offer some different content. I'm hoping to keep daily content going, but as I've mentioned before, all kinds of different things. So, everybody have big plans for the weekend? What are you up to? Well, we'll talk about those things. And I've got someone coming by to sit in with us, and he's also very interested in all of your plans. So, we'll talk about all that and more right after this.
Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there to waste time with
Rather waste time with than you. It doesn't mean all of you, just some of you. The ones who are you'll know if we're talking to you. Let's take a quick look here in the comments. Let's see who was first. It's a big deal to be first. It was Clint. He said, "Happy Good Friday." I said, "Good Friday." I thought it was just another shit Friday. And all your time wasters, let's waste some time tonight. And then M was next, new to this world. Tim Sheridan, thank you so much for being a YouTube channel member. People say, "What is this channel member thing going to do for me?" What can it do for me? Well, you're going to be able to participate in the chats that I can't do here on YouTube. Just not every topic. It's a topic that can be discussed outside the members area. And we'll start that soon. Jaylee Smith kicking off the super stickers, which is good. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Mike Crawford, also a member. Love to see the new channel members. I'm going to try to work out this channel member thing a little better. You're supposed to be able to say how long you've been a member. You're supposed to say it right there. You're supposed to get these perks. I need to make sure you guys are getting your perks. All right. And so yesterday we had a few idiots. Not an abundant amount of idiots, but we had a few idiots. And unfortunately, some people had to be put out to pasture, laid to rest. Hopefully today we'll have a nice, pleasant, happy, and positive chat. And there's no one nicer, happier, more pleasant than I know than Johnny Monaco. How are you, Johnny?
Okay. Happy.
Nice to see you.
Horrible Friday. Is that what's
Happy horrible Friday to you.
Good Friday? Good. Now, I remember Good Friday. I was raised Catholic, so they were really strict back then. They would not let you eat meat. Is that the day? Pretty sure. And they would make you feel really bad. Or was that Lent? I don't know. It was one of those days where you couldn't eat meat, and they make you feel really bad if you did. And I would just be like,
Lent.
okay. Yeah, it could be. I was a terrible Catholic. Everything went downhill after Rosemary's Baby.
That will change things. Did you know that the Rosemary's Baby building was the Dakota?
No, I don't think I knew that. But now that
Yeah.
you say it, it's pretty crazy. That movie is horrifying.
It's pretty creepy, and I think it's still pretty creepy for those who haven't seen it. Directed by Roman Polanski, who can no longer come to America.
For other horrifying reasons. I just thought it was horrifying because, you're about to be a father.
Well, it was scary. Well, it's funny you say that. You know who else lived? Well, for those who are new or young, the Dakota is the building that unfortunately John Lennon was shot in front of. I couldn't imagine ever living in that building. I would never walk past that spot and not think about John Lennon. I don't think there's any way. I lived in New York. I walked past that building a million times. It looks exactly the same. And when you look at that doorway, you think there couldn't have been a person who was more full of love and just positivity, and his own kindness is sort of what got him, because he stopped to sign autographs for these people when he could have just driven his car. That he was being driven, but he could have went inside the plaza. There was gates, and he stopped to meet these lunatics, Chapman being one of them. And
Yeah.
so it's sad, but I just couldn't imagine living there. Yoko Ono still lives in the Dakota,
Mm.
and she's she's very old now, and so she's not in the best shape. But for years, on John Lennon's birthday, she would go over to Strawberry Fields, right across the street in the park, and she
Mm.
would say hello to the people and gather some of the flowers. But you're speaking about not the father or being the father. Maury Povich also lived in the Dakota. He was very famous.
Did he really?
Yeah, and Connie
Yeah.
Chung, that's his wife.
Oh yeah.
And they lived there. And John Madden, football former coach,
Really?
probably more famous for his game than anything, but
Hmm.
and being scared to fly. He only took buses, but he also lived in the Dakota. Again, it's just a sad vibe. I don't care how many years it's been or how many times you've seen it. But anyway, Rosemary's Baby, a very scary horror movie, and Mia Farrow. Mia Farrow's had a lot of horror on that block too, because Woody Allen doesn't live too far. So her ex-husband,
Mm.
she has issues with. But anyway, Rosemary's Baby, yeah, it was filmed at the Dakota. All right,
Yeah, well, terrifying.
there's some interesting thing. Lorraine mentioned this convention in Philadelphia. I think I'm going to try to go. I've gone to these before. It's right after M3. Maybe I'll go from Baltimore to Philly. So thank you. Yeah, I'm going to think about it. Nice to see so many people here. This has been
Yeah.
an experiment, and Johnny is getting ready to hit the road, I believe, right, Johnny? Solo tour.
Uh, yeah, I have to go to Chicago for a week.
Mhm. And
Taking me on, taking
where can people see you?
in my mother's spare room.
Mhm.
I'll be there all week.
Be there all week, and you can stop by. And I'm
Yeah.
sure Johnny's mom.
If you can get past the gates, then yeah, much like the Dakota. If you can get past the gates and then find out which house is hers that looks like the rest of them, you could find me.
Mhm. Yeah, she has a poster in the window that says "I love Johnny Monaco." So she crossed out the NY because I believe she calls you John.
Actually, it just says no solicitors.
With a picture of Johnny.
Like,
But yeah, Johnny's going to Chicago for a week of fun in the sun. When you think of Chicago, that's what you think of.
it's like 40 degrees there right now.
Yeah, Johnny, we can officially announce today that
Uh-oh.
the prodigal son returns. You'll be playing in Chicago again, the Chicago area, let's say,
Yeah.
Illinois, but
Okay.
the Arcada Theater
Yeah.
in St. Charles,
Mhm.
Illinois, Stephen Piercy, featuring Johnny Monaco on lead guitar, will be coming to the Arcada Theater. It's a great legendary theater. If you watch the tour diaries, it's the one where I take the tour and they show us where Al Capone brought his moonshine, and
Oh, yeah.
Alphonse Capone. And they also show, I went to the thing called Scarecrow Fest. And also there was a nice man sweeping up out front who was a fan. He was wearing a fake rat shirt. And he said that he enjoyed, what the fuck is that noise? Not an alarm. Hold on, I'll turn that off in a second. But there was my alarm to wake up to watch the baseball game, not to do this show. But anyway, that guy said his favorite rat album was, he said the last one was called Invitation. And I'm hoping to talk to that guy again. Speaking of talking, Johnny, you say hello to the folks for 1 second while I turn this alarm off.
Yeah, the Arcada, Ron Onesti, he's the pride of Italy. He's in Chicago. And he owns 2 places now. He opened up a second one called Displays Theater. We've played both. I'm on the fence. I kind of like the Arcada just because it's in the middle of St. Charles, which has more shops and stuff. And Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys used to live there in St. Charles, and he had a studio with a tunnel to his house.
Who lives in St. Charles now that people would know? Very famous, noteworthy couple.
That would be Wahlberg and Jenny McCarthy.
Donnie Wahlberg and Jenny McCarthy had a place in Arcada. Their reality show was filmed there, and it's great. I love Illinois, and in my limited time visiting, it's always been great. I'm hoping to go a little early this time and finish some of the travel videos I shot. I went there to shoot or film movie location type things, but it was a really, really bad rainstorm the day I was there. It was very difficult. But I went to some of the scenes from The Untouchables, Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Robert De Niro movie, and Christmas Vacation, things like that. So maybe we can get there a little early. But yeah, Arcada Theater, a lot of history. Johnny's obviously played there with a lot of different bands, and looking forward to it. Tickets went on sale this morning. Only a few remain, so you're going to want to get that. Ron Onesti, Johnny mentions, who owns these old theaters. They were old movie theaters or vaudeville theaters that were turned into concert venues, which is great. There's not enough of that. We don't see those.
Yeah.
But Mr. Onesti, when we first played one of his venues, when you advance the shows, you advance the meals and things like that. And they said, would you be, how many will be having Ron Onesti's world famous Italian feast? But world famous. It's very boastful.
Yeah, well, pretty good.
It was pretty good. And Johnny is pretty picky, and Johnny's an Italian American. He's had his share of Italian feasts. And it's ravioli. Some people like to say raviolis with an S on the end. That's not my thing. Ravioli, and then it has meatballs, and it's very good.
Yeah, I wasn't
anyway.
I wasn't expecting much, but it was actually really good. I'm surprised. I mean, it's really easy to call it, say this is great and mess it up, but it was actually.
That's called chef's kiss. Did you know about that?
I kissed the chef once, but it was in a closet. So, but it was good, and now I don't know what to do because it's not on my diet, but I want to taste it. Just a little taste to wet my beak.
It's a few months off, and I think you could have a smaller portion than normal. By then, you'll be in such shape that a few ravioli will not. Look at you, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's flexing. And, the band is about to get a lot healthier. I can't say much more, but going to be some really healthy people. I'm going to be the fattest fuck around now. We've made some changes. I'm going to have to lose some weight. But anyway, I think you'll be able to have a little bit, and look forward to being back home, a hometown show. I'm sure, Johnny, the whole family are going to come see you.
Well, this is until August, right?
So you may or may not have family in August.
Well, I would, maybe they will. I don't know. I don't really talk to my sister too much anymore. A little bit of falling out, but it's okay. But my mom was going to come last time, but she's like, "What time do you go on?" And I told her, "Oh, it's kind of late, I'm like, "Yeah, I'd have to drive there. My friend's got to come and pick me up," and they were going to come, and then they bailed at the last minute because Faster Pussycat was playing across town. Which, if you went to that show, you wouldn't be the fattest. But if I would think they might come out. Sometimes it's hard for her to get out because she's got to drive herself or go with other people. They get older and it's kind of hard to drive at night. I'm starting to have that same problem.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, but it's exciting because Johnny, as you know, we have so many dates, a plethora of dates. We can't tell people until they're announced by the venue. So it is nice that one came out today. And then for those who are going to the M3 Music Festival, which, by the way, is where Johnny made his debut. For those watching, there's always new people watching. Johnny Monaco was a singer, guitar player, songwriter, among other things. But Johnny had been coming on the show and co-hosting with me a few days a week. And we had a guitar player get very ill due to that thing that was going around. And actually, we had two guys. The drummer was out too. And we were playing M3. Steven's band was playing M3. And I called Johnny, said, "Can you learn the set in like 16 hours?" He did, and made his debut at M3. Here we are 2 years later.
What do you know?
and still kicking. But it'll be fun. It's an interesting lineup. There's some good bands and there's some shit bands. But there'll be some fun to be had. And I will say that the 2 nights before M3, we will be in Virginia, and I don't know if that's announced or not. I'm not saying where. I'm just saying
I think it is.
we're going to be on the East Coast for a little while, and I hope that some of you can join us. It's nice to actually meet so many people. If it wasn't for touring with Steven, maybe I wouldn't get to say hello to so many of you great streaming friends. Here's Jerry. Jerry is also a YouTube member now. Thank you. Welcome aboard. So nice to see so many of you. Now that there's so many of you, I'm going to have to really start getting the private members content back up. A whole sleigh, not just a partial sleigh.
No, period.
But
Yeah, Julie Keller is here, and she. We have to give her a little bit of a shout out today. She posted another story, and I was the
soap opera
story, kind of. But I was in the story, and she said, "Go off, King," because that's how the kids talk. And I said, "No cap." Pretty sure that's. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it has something to do with baseball. So, and I know it's opening day yesterday. So, thank you, Julie. Everybody, go find Julie Keller online and check out her awesome page.
You're encouraging stalking.
Well, I get a little offended when she posts the LA gun stuff. Kind of hurts my feelings. And it just musically. And although if I wanted to dress like a pirate, I certainly can. Okay, there's a Party City right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
So if I really wanted to do some damage, go leave me. I've got to get out there and smash those Kodaks with the tap of my boot.
I had to remove the last episode that you were here for, and
yeah, there was some funny stuff in that.
There was some great stuff, and we discussed a lot about LA guns and Phil Lewis's fear of cameras, and that he has some issues, and we talked about it, and I thought it was very funny. And then we also talked a little bit about the Skid Row drama, which that gets more ridiculous by the day. And I got to tell you, I know we're supposed to feel bad that the guy has leukemia, of course, but he chose to be in this band, and he just happens to have a book coming out. So the guy quit, and then he says, "Oh, by the way, I got a book coming out in a couple months." That sounds like coincidental timing.
Well, not if the book is about leukemia.
Well, then that'd be okay. But I have a feeling it's about his experiences with Skid Row in a year.
Oh, I got that written. He must just have written like after every show.
That's what I think.
I know someone else that takes notes like after shows.
Yes, a lunatic.
Bad Wetty.
Johnny, since you've been gone, there's been a lot of different lunatics. And sometimes I have to put them in timeout.
Yeah. That's that Kelly Clarkson. Huh?
Yeah. And yesterday I had I accidentally blocked a few people forever. But I just, some of these people
I've done that too, but in life.
Yes. In reality, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't really quit things. I just quit people.
Yeah,
so,
well said.
Be on your best behavior, everybody. Because if you do something, something's going to happen. And then when I see you in person, you're going to be like, "What'd you block me?" And I'm going to say to you, "I don't know. What'd you do?" So take personal responsibility for things.
You're going to be held accountable. All right. So yeah, some of these people, I try not to have any rules. I try not to act like that this is that big a deal. But I don't want people who spam the chat. It's lame. People are here having a good time, and people talk amongst themselves. But when you're constantly, it's a lot of children watching, and by children I mean, they act like they're 7. So anyway, I am here to moderate and bring a law and order to this chat. But anyway, the last show, Johnny and I had a little fun. and some of it was political. Maybe we didn't. Neither one of us picked a side. Neither one of us said who you should or shouldn't vote for. There was nothing like that. I've learned though that people get very, very people get very, very sensitive, and and yeah, and what do this show is about having a good time. Johnny and I saw the late Rich Little. Oh no, he's not gone. But we saw one of his last shows at Tropicana,
The
and
show's gone.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Sorry. He said, "I'm a political satirist," and which means I make fun of either side. And the argument that I began was that neither old clown is any better than the other. And oh my God, it was off to the races with anger and upset, and people threatening, and it's all had to have fun. That's all. I'm not trying to change anyone's lives. We're just having a good old time. And I'm thankful for the people. To get Johnny Monaco merchandise, it's a very good question. You can go to johnnymonaco.com and you can
Me, on the
purchase
other hand, I am trying to change your life, and I would like you to move to Las Vegas and live in my cult. I think if I started a cult, I could do it in the area right in front of my condo, because there's a big open area and it doesn't look like anyone's claimed it. I could probably put a camper out there.
Johnny sent me a link. I'm thinking about moving in. We're looking at it. We're going to explore
It's a
the
very
Monaco
nice place.
estate.
It's a very nice
someone
place. And
asked-
much like, but you'd have a good time here. I think it's got a balcony, and there's a gym, and you got a storage, and much like what you said was going around, a couple of years back, it also has a raging stream of syphilis. But but that's only if you go into the hot tub. Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
Have you been in the hot tub?
Nope. I don't know that I want to go sit next to somebody in a hot tub unless I'm very attracted to them, and a boner would be, okay.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not going to sit next to somebody talking to me. So you still with the music? We go to Green Valley Ranch. Oh, they have the best. They have you have to go. Where do you do most of your shopping? The outlet store? I can't with that. I just feel like, please stop talking to me. You're 13. Yeah. And
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a FMK game. I will do this. Johnny won't know who these people are. So, he'll know one or two, but I'll do it for you, Daryl. Obviously, F would mean to have relations, M would mean to marry, and K would mean a karate chop or get rid of. Kelly Clarkson, Vanessa Hutchins, and Victoria Justice. It's very easy for me. A lot of these chicks are crazy. I'm getting rid of Kelly Clarkson. She's a nice chick, but she wears like muumuus and stuff on her show.
Yeah, that Wayfair commercial ended it for me. It's right up there with the Jardians commercial. I don't need to hear or see those two things. And there's kind of like some similarities between. They're both spinning around in drapery, thinking it's okay to, need a dietitian. I'm not okay with that.
I'm gonna have relations with Vanessa Hutchins. I'm gonna marry Victoria Justice, I think, but either one of those could be flipped around. I hate to have a serious conversation, but you bring up Victoria Justice. Last night, I completed watching this documentary series called Quiet on the Set. It's about the children who worked for Nickelodeon. Boy, is this hard to watch. I don't know.
I don't like that.
It's hard to watch. It's a 4-part series. Pretty much all of your favorite Nickelodeon stars, depending on your age, were abused in some sort, but some worse than others. And it seems that Nickelodeon had people on their payroll who were sex offenders. And there was a lot of abuse, mainly by men towards boys, yeah. And
they're animals.
This kid, Drake Bell of Drake and Josh, he seemed like a talented kid. Yeah, seemed handsome, and he's a guitar player, and he's got some fun music. But he was horribly abused from the ages of 13 to 15. by a dialogue coach. And the shame of all of this is you think, how the hell do these sets not realize you need a chaperone? They were keeping the families away from the kids. There was no neutral party. Everyone should, on a set, there should be someone there who's constantly watching. And then to have these adult males, the one guy who is most responsible for this, he was a gay man. Not that that means anything, but he also was a collector of Gacy memorabilia and artwork, and he would show the kids his Gacy correspondence. He was a fan mail writer, and
Nut
so
job.
as you watch it, it is incredibly depressing. I give this kid a lot of credit for coming out and talking. Sometimes I say, what could he get from this? How hard it is, but yeah, maybe he can protect. I know. Maybe he can protect other people to be aware. These
Yeah,
kids
I
want to
don't
be
like that.
famous and they don't know what to do, and they think they got to go along with this. Anyway, it's on HBO Max. That's where I watched it. If you want to see it, but I be warned, it's very difficult. The guy Dan Schneider, he's the one who created these shows, and he does not seem like he didn't have relations with anyone like Harvey Weinstein,
Ugh.
but he did like having women on the set give him back rubs. He's a big fatso too. These guys who are unattractive, they love to take their clothes off, and like Harvey Weinstein would have like the hottest celebrity in the world come to his room and then drop his robe, and I mean, and like here it is. Who would think that that's a good idea?
I mean, in his defense, I've seen Chips Enough does that.
Mhm.
Which is the irony is it's Donnie V's birthday today, and Donnie will be playing in
Right.
St. Louis. Yes, he's playing in St. Louis tonight, and I believe the other one is playing on an island.
Well,
Very
a
traffic.
very happy birthday to Donnie Vie, the voice of Enough is Enough. And okay, and so let me just take a look at some of these questions. And somebody says, I seem surprised that this happens. No, I don't seem surprised. But I think only morons believe that there's a Hollywood cult that drinks blood and does things like that. That's for idiots. But I will say that, of course, things like this exist, but they're easy to prevent. And if your theory is that Hollywood is doing this, no, this was some lame dialogue coach. He wasn't high up in Hollywood. He wasn't
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein. This should have been prevented. The Dan Schneider guy,
Yeah.
as I was saying, he didn't bang the other people, but he put them in suggestive situations. If you watch one of those shows, there are scenes where Ariana Grande is getting things sprayed on her face and a lot of feet. He liked feet, like Tarantino. A lot of feet
Oh, here we
sucking and
go. Oh,
presenting and
oh,
wiggling. And
oh,
yeah.
oh my Lord, dude.
So anyway, I think, but it is interesting. And I think that by people coming forward and making these kind of specials, you can fix some of this industry, because otherwise going to have a lot of people. They're cutting down on these people all the time. You know, more and more you see people paying the price. This, you know, I don't know, but Harvey Weinstein and these type of people, when they're holding it over your head for work, pretty.
You and you
Good
know
shit.
what my theory is, what they should do with those people. We've talked about this. If one strike, what should they do? You know what they should? I told you that. Chop off their heads publicly, a public execution, cutting the head off. Let it stay
Mhm.
up there for a while. Then at nighttime, after the crows come in and feed, then we have someone clean up the parts and dispose of the parts. But only after the crows feed, mainly on the eyeballs. And that's what they deserve, because that's a terrible thing to do to somebody. And also driving slow in the left lane with your blinker on.
Yeah, I agree. Lisa makes a point. One of the characters that Amanda Bynes played, her name was Penelope Taint, and Dan Schneider thought it was funny to sneak the word taint through, and Nickelodeon. They asked, "Is there something wrong with this?" And he went, "Oh no, no, I don't know what you're talking about." And they got away with it. Anyway, this is a depressing topic. I hate to bring it down, but this is what I watched. I like to be up on current events. I usually watch that, and then I flip over to the Civil War reenactment. I like to know what's happening. Best show on television, by the way, for those who don't know, is Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's no better TV show. It may be the greatest of all time. The other day, I talked about TV shows, but I was talking more about classic. Curb is so incredible. There's never been an episode that I didn't laugh out loud. And this season is good. And I told Johnny he should get a trial to HBO and binge it and then cancel it.
I could barely buy Salary.
By what?
I was trying to buy Salary the other day. I had to buy it by the stock.
Celery.
Yeah, celery.
Salary is what we don't make enough of.
Right, and because of that, I can't buy the celery.
Correct.
I could buy the salt part, but actually, I was having to buy them in individual stocks because I didn't need a whole bunch because I'm leaving. But I tried to make some tuna fish salad. It came out good, but I got sick from it, so I don't know what that means. If I should eat the rest or not.
That's a scary one. Jet asked, when does Wednesday play Vegas? You go to his website, official Wednesday 13, but it's sold out. He's playing the Sick New World Festival. There's a lot of massive bands on there that I don't care about, but System of a Down and what's the name of the band with the guys who wear the masks?
Slipknot.
Not the Clan. Oh, yeah, Slipknot. Yeah, they're going to be there. And the only thing that I'm interested in besides Wednesday is Danny Elfman is going to be there. And Danny Elfman is a genius. I don't use that word loosely, but the guy's a legend. And he has some things against him. Allegedly, he had women who worked for him, and he would occasionally drop his robe. It's tricky, though, because one woman, she was a musician and she was an apprentice. She wanted to make it, and she slept in bed with him while he was naked 40 times. She decided to press charges against him.
Wow.
40 times.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
It went over for 4 years, and he wasn't telling her you're not going to make it or this or that. I mean, and because a woman before that had a similar story and got a settlement of like 800,000 or something crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, you see that settlement, and I would never blame victims, but 40 times. Anyway, Danny Elfman. Johnny, can you name some of Danny Elfman's great works?
No. I'm sure it's good.
One, Michelle was surprised when I told her that he did this theme. It's a theme that you watch every day of your life, probably, or pretty often. The Simpsons. That is a Danny Elfman composition.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. I used to watch that a lot.
Yeah. Oingo Boingo. Danny Elfman was the singer. Weird Science, Dead Man's Party. That's him. And then, of course, every Tim Burton movie was pretty much scored by Danny Elfman, Batman, Beetlejuice, and all those things. So he's had quite the career. A lot of people chiming in. And yes, he is married to a very large Bridget Fonda. Have you seen what Bridget Fonda looks like, Johnny?
No.
I'll show you. Hold on. And I'm not shaming. I'm not shaming. And Bridget Fonda, if she's happy, that's all that matters.
I don't remember what she used to look like.
Well,
I just think it's also very odd that you would wear a robe in bed. I don't wear robes. I find them to be cumbersome.
I don't get the robe thing either.
I mean, I wore them in Japan because it comes with your room. I actually took the robe home because it said Derek Frigo on it. So I have it in my basement.
Here's a little before and after.
I can't see that. Okay.
Bridget Fonda from La Femme Nikita. The middle picture, I believe.
Come on.
And there is the present. Yeah. And on the end there is the present.
Oh, way.
Bridget Fonda. Yeah.
She used to be okay.
Hollywood royalty.
On the left top.
You like that one the most?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was anyway. But
that
that's
happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's who
things
Danny
happen.
Elfman is married to.
Well, I would have kept the robe on.
Somebody will say to us that we're terrible and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, we're always going to get that. I mean, it's you can't, they're very sensitive. Every little thing, they're very just woke or whatever. I don't know. They, no cap.
Everybody's a bitch. Johnny Kendall Lynn, the metalhead. She's new to the chat. I don't know if you know her yet, but she would like to know what you would like her to draw for you.
I don't know what you mean. Like Phil Lewis or something? You mean?
Well, she'll draw. I mean, she's going to sketch if there's something that you
Oh.
like. Maybe you would like yourself in a loincloth, or I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Dude,
I
he'll
don't know
get
if I'd
back
want
to
a
you.
picture of myself. Maybe if I was like sitting in like a chair, like a king, with like shades and a crown and a lion, two lions, and a very gaudy, that's how I see myself mostly when I think of when I'm making tuna fish salads. I find myself, king of something, king of the idiots. So yeah,
Mhm.
that would be a good. I'd take that. King of the idiots, two lions, jewels, blinged out, crown.
Johnny,
cap.
did you ever play sports?
Yeah.
What did you enjoy sports wise?
Well, I way back. I was in football. I have photos of me, but I was very small. They put me on the beast string, and I think they probably didn't want to hurt me. They let me play. I had the pads and everything. The helmet back then was different. You have to make your own mouth guards, dip them in the boiling water. I could just taste that mint. Then I played baseball, but I was afraid of the ball. I played hockey, gymnastics, which got me into martial arts, and then the rest was I played tennis. I liked tennis. I'm trying to get back into that now. Gymnastics was very hard. I liked gymnastics, but I was afraid again of doing flips and landing on my head, and takes a lot of effort, a lot of body strength. You really got to be in the gym for that. And yeah,
We
got into
could.
martial arts. Yeah.
Can we do a live video playing tennis at your place? Can we do that?
Yeah.
People would like to see that.
I do have tennis courts. I just ordered. I have two tennis rackets and 3 balls, and I have.
You know what they call you know what they call 3 balls, Johnny? They call that ET, the extra testicle.
It's a banana bike on a banana bike. Remember the seats?
Mm-hmm. Bad for your prostate.
But
And
yeah,
your colon.
I like tennis a lot, and then I seen Josh Todd, who Josh Todd is great, and he plays tennis a lot. So I'm trying to get in shape so I can match him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Get some tattoos, maybe.
He's a phlebotomist too.
Yeah, I can't with that. If I see blood, or I'll pass out. So
Yeah,
but yeah, just mainly, all through my high school days, I used to teach a martial arts class with one of the professors, and then I used to just train all the time, boxing and fighting, and that went on through for a while, and kind of lost my way about maybe 10 years ago. So I'm trying to get back at it and trying to build up my stamina.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Someone asked me about video games. Jason, what's your favorite video game where you only play retro game? I don't know what you say. I currently don't have a video game system. I had the PlayStation 2. I threatened to buy the new one. We're not home very much, and I don't want to be one of those guys who takes the marijuana and plays video games all day. I like baseball though. I like reality-based games. I like games that could be real life. I like boxing. I like baseball, but I'll play, and I do like some of those retro games, but I have not played in quite some time. I used to have this Rocky Balboa game, and I like stories. Yeah,
I like those too.
Yeah. Those are fun and a good escape. When this touring life is over or slows down, yeah, maybe I'd sit around and play some video games. I'm not against it. Michelle likes to play the video games. She plays Witches of the Warcraft. I don't know what it's called. Assassins, Apollo Creed, something like that. And she's very,
Apollo
very good at
Creed. I think
it. Yeah.
that sounds. Witches of Waverly. No, that sounds very advanced. We have to go through and find stuff and little, jewels and bring them back somewhere and stack them. I was more of a Berserk guy. Remember Berserk?
Sure. Yeah. We work with. Well, never mind.
Berserk and Joust and Tron,
Joust, good one. Yeah.
Defender. Of course, Super Mario Brothers. Um, those kind of games I like a lot.
One of the things that John and I bond over is our passion for martial arts and the entertainment. And I saw that somebody here said they were very sad to hear about Sonny Chiba passing away recently. I hate to break the news to them that was 2021. I wasn't a massive Sonny Chiba. I mean, I had met him right before he passed, and he was very nice, and he's definitely a legend. But I'm not really as big a fan of samurais and swords and things. I prefer actual martial arts, but hand to hand, sort of. But anyway, yeah, Sonny Chiba. I used to go to Times Square in New York and buy bootleg VHS tapes of all the Jet Li movies and Jackie Chan, and there's a few other really good ones. Yeah, all that stuff. I used to watch all the chop sake, if you will, and Johnny and I both fans of that. There's a convention in New York this weekend, and Angela Mao is going to be there. And Angela Mao is Lady Kung Fu in Enter the Dragon. She's the one who takes the bottle and stabs herself with it, and Bruce Lee's trying to avenge it. But she owns a Chinese restaurants in New York, and how funny would that be? That Lady
Really?
Kung Fu. Yeah, Lady Kung Fu will serve you Kung Pao.
Sounds a little racist.
All true. Shaw Brothers is great too. A lot of different conversations going on. I apologize. Johnny, do you believe that Sebastian should be back in Skid Row?
Who cares?
I mean, I think you have to think, though. Forget what you personally think. I think you must think that would be the better move.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, how much worse can it get? It's gonna get. I mean, I don't think I could sit through either. I mean, those songs were fine back then, but I just have moved on. I don't listen to that kind of. I listened to that music 25 years ago. That's why it's really hard for me to connect with an adult my age who's very, excited about. I mean, how many times can you hear those songs? I mean, I get it. I don't know. I go through things really quick. I mean, a Beatles or like Costello or something like with some depth to it, that can take me into my adult years. It's like cerebral, kind of songs. But the other stuff, I don't know. It was great at the time. Don't get me wrong. Like Motley Crue. I listened to that for like 6 months. Not now. I'm like 50 years old. They don't listen to that. I was doing it then when it was new. I don't know.
There's a lot of young people watching.
Well, that's okay. That I get.
They're discovering
young,
it for the first time.
Yeah,
and then
they're young. It's fine.
There's other old crows who are want to relive it. Some of these bands that we've seen, you do feel like you're reliving it in a way. Some of them are still good. Most are not. I hate to say that. I mean, it's hard to keep it that many years. Things like Motley Crue kind of get exposed, and then you start to realize that maybe it wasn't nearly as good as we remembered. Also, when you're young, things are exciting and kind of cutting edge. And I think the internet ruins a lot of things. When we were kids, you knew the names of the band members because they were in the magazine, or
Right, yeah.
It was some mystery. You didn't Google the set list before you went to the show and figured out when you're going to take a bathroom break.
Some of those bands I could still get into, like when I went and saw Styx.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me a band that transcends, eras. And the same thing with REO Speedwagon. And they were both good, and it reminded me of that time, and I enjoyed that. But when I see these other bands doing it, I don't know. it just seems nostalgic to me, you know? I don't get it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. But everybody can make their got to make that cheese. You know, they got to make that cheese before they
Well,
drop
yeah, I
dead.
understand that part, but I mean, if you're asking me personally, it's like,
Right.
you know,
I think that's fair. Johnny, have you already had dinner?
no.
I think if we get some super chats, we can go out and cheat on your diet. I said
Well,
last
they're
night, I go, it was like around 9:30. I go, I could go for some ice cream. And I said, but Johnny Monaco is on the straight and narrow, and he's not going to go for that. Look at the guns
yeah,
on Johnny Monaco.
oh, you can't say that. I think uh, I have salmon in the refrigerator, but I will go if I mean, I can't go out and spend like $40 on something. We have no gigs. I have like no money. There's not even anything in this. I'm just pretending.
Well,
But it's,
people love
you know,
when we beg. I mean, ask. So let's see what people
if it
say.
happens, it happens. If it happens, I will gladly because I am starving right now. I'm
Yeah.
trying to lose 10 pounds and I'm starving. My body's eating itself. I had this talk with it earlier. Eat that. Now you attack this. Cannibalize. We're like, "Roar, roar, roar."
I'm going to play a show in July. I'm not going to take my
Hmm.
shirt off this time because I can't. But I think I
I'll
need
get
to
you down.
lose. Yeah, I think, Johnny, I think what I need to lose, and I'm not joking, is 35 pounds. How many did you say?
I said 50, but I
Oh,
go hard. I'm
well,
going hard. I need to lose 10 pounds. I
yeah.
mean, I stepped on the scale at the doctor's office and I'm like, ho, 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 let's do a redo. And I took my keys out of my pocket and took off my shoes. She's like
That's good.
rolling her eyes and it went down like 0.5. And I'm like, now that's what I'm talking about. She's like, okay.
The problem, Johnny,
You
is
know,
I reached adult height, full maturity, and now I got all this to fucking deal with. I'm a mess. You got a compact Bruce Lee body. All right, Johnny.
just as God made me.
Exactly. Sean O'Shea is kicking off our fundraiser. Great shows this week, Jason. Here's for some dinner. With Sean, thank you so much. Very kind of you. And we're one step closer to dinner, Johnny. No dessert though.
No, neither one of us. You always try to force that. After they bring the bill, before they bring the bill, they bring the menu back, and they're like dessert, and then you look at me like I got like I'm a dessert, and I'm like no, and you're like share something.
hmm Last time I was going to have some strawberry ice cream.
We got so much dessert. We ordered two things. There was a million things on the table. That's the problem.
Which one are you talking about?
It was one of those times. I just remember that whenever we open the floodgates to something, me and you together, once it starts, it doesn't end. Next thing you know, there's stuff everywhere.
We're a bad influence on each other, that's for sure. Johnny, a good question. Let's get a serious question in. Does the guy still smoke on his balcony outside?
That's funny you asked that question because I thought I was done with him. I thought he
hmm
was, I thought he moved on. Still alive, but just not here. But and then I asked somebody, and they're like, "Oh no, he's still here. I just saw him." I go, "Are you sure you're talking about the same guy?" Kind of, I described him. They're like, "Oh yeah, still here." And I didn't see him, and then all of a
How
sudden,
how did you describe him, Johnny?
fat guy, looking mohawk, walks around scaly, picks up
Smokes
his
too
stuff
much?
in a wagon. Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about." And then I didn't see him for a while, and then I seen him, and every time he looks at me like he knows what I've been saying and stuff. You know, he knows about my collage. I made a collage. I might have taken 300 photos of him, but I
Okay.
stopped doing it. I did it every day. It was too much work, and I was just like, organizing them and putting. So I have a folder though. There's got to be about 300.
We discussed
Um,
your folders a little bit when Matt was on the show. And but before we get into that, Stephen J, thank you very much for some Easter candy or a nice piece of rabbit. Johnny, will you partake in Easter candy?
You're really tempting me because I really do like chocolate and I like candy, but I have not eaten candy or even drank soda for that little bit of whatever that. What did I have? Oh, lemonade. It was lemonade. Still
Yeah.
have sugar in it. In like a couple months now. Will I have? You can go in, moderation. I might, bite the ears off. Next thing
What
you know,
about one
though,
of
I'm
those
eating the whole
big?
thing.
What about one of those big chocolate crosses they sell? Have you seen those?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to upset Oz. I
True.
but I mean, I used to eat Peeps. I don't. I can't.
Love to.
But it's
Scott,
the
thank
stuff that's so bad.
Scott, thank you very much. We appreciate you and your contribution. Yeah, no, it's great. Terrible. Peeps. I love a good peep, but boy, that's just nothing but sugar. And what I do around these holidays is I keep some of that stuff in my house, not too much.
Mm.
And I
Mhm.
say, if my blood goes too low, like if I wake up around 60 or 70, then I can have one of those treats. I have the only disease that you could have a peep to keep yourself alive. Let's thank some people. Eric, thank you so much for contributing to the dinner fund. We appreciate it, and thank you. And I wish we could give you guys something. Maybe sometime we'll figure that out. But Mike Crawford, since it's Easter, have yourself some peanut butter eggs. Johnny, did you like? Do you like the chocolate peanut butter eggs, the Reese's ones, the flat ones?
Of course, of course. I don't really like dark chocolate, but everyone's like it's healthy, and I'm like, all right, it's chocolate, and I try to eat it, but I'm like, it's like eating liver. But
I don't like.
I like peanut butter and chocolate. Those two things go together. Remember the commercial?
Oh yeah. Why's your chocolate in my peanut butter?
Yeah,
You
you can't
put your
say that
peanut
anymore.
butter in my chocolate. Yeah, I remember.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I guess you
you
can't say
can't
that.
say that. No, it's
I'm gonna
very
have to. I'm gonna have to appeal this.
transgender.
Here's a controversial one, though. We talked about this a little bit the other day. What about the Cadbury egg, which is filled with like a jizz-like cream?
Oh,
I,
I can eat those.
me too. Some people hate it. Some people are really just disgusted
Oh
by the
no, they're
consistency, the
so
yolk.
I could suck it and suck the yolk out.
Mhm.
But again, I'm trying not to eat that stuff. And but I'm a big fan because why I like it is because it's fresh because they're making it for the holiday. There's nothing worse than biting into an old Snickers, especially if you're on a bus. But if it's fresh and it's fresh chocolate, and when I went to England, you would not believe the kind of chocolate they have there. It's like Willy Wonka. It's unbelievable. People would come out to the shows and bring me stuff because they know I'm a big fan. Oh my
That's a good
lord.
thing. Yeah.
They have so many different ones. I've had the best chocolate there. And when I went to Japan, it was like that too. Stuff I've never heard of. So I am a big fan of candy and anything, but I'm trying to get this together so I don't have to take medicine and I want to try to but I think a lot of it's genetic. And my dad used to like Boston baked beans. So
Yeah. Um, Kendall Johnny, she's got an update on the drawing situation. She's back to the drawing board, in fact. Would you like her to draw a bunny for you?
I, like what do you mean?
What about Johnny as a bunny? Like Harvey? She's gonna know what Harvey was. Jimmy Stewart movie
um
about a man who sees bunnies.
I don't sure. I mean I don't want to get it and then it looks like Donnie Darko. I don't really have a lot of stuff on my walls except for the greats. And actually my friend Sean Freehell, I used to be in DeMalls for a while. He sent me a photo of Lee Majors and Bigfoot. So kind of interesting. I'm trying to find a frame for it. But I would leave it up to the artist.
You
You
have a
see
picture
this.
of Lee Majors and Bigfoot.
That's right.
Do you know who Bigfoot is portrayed by?
You told me before. Is it Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know it wasn't me or Sonny Bono, thanks to you pointing out my height. I but I know I'd be better on the slopes. Well, that didn't really go well for Sonny Bono. But that being said, I've never seen a Sasquatch on skis. And if so, it's probably skiing away from a redneck. No offense, people. Don't get upset. They shoot people, especially Bigfoots. Where's my
That's
case?
true. Um, very true. So we should start thinking about where we're going to eat. 251 people watching, and we're having a good time chatting. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Johnny's about to go out on the road for his solo performances in Chicago, and I'm going to be going out too next week. I will be in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Autorama convention, which is a car show, and I don't have a license, and they're going to have a Evil Knievel display, and Stephen Piercy will be there meeting everyone. He'll be there for
I've been to
3
that
hours.
before.
You've been to those?
The autoerotica show? Yeah.
Michael Hutchins used to be the spokesperson.
There was a triple X in Chicago called SexCon, and I played there, and I sang. We were on stage with Enough's Enough, and everyone's were playing our song. And they were like, "Boo, boring." I'm like, "Ooh, guys, pick it up a little." They're like, "What are we gonna do, Monty? Should we play Baby Loves You again?" I'm like, "No, just play a beat." And then he did it, and then I sang California Love, and they went mental.
You do know how to read a crowd. I think though this is called Autorama. You're thinking about autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a different
That's
club.
right. That's
But
right. It was my college days. They're a little blurry.
Yeah. Jay Roberts asked the question that we all ask. So how's that album coming?
Well, I do have some good news.
Oh, good.
I believe I'm finished mixing today. 16 mixes I've tried. So I think
better
16 is the lucky 16. And I realized my mixes were missing 1K. So I bumped the 1K to about 4.0.
And so now you have three Ks.
And now so now there is a lot more of fullness in what I was looking for, because it was. And Rob Lane, who we all know, straight to video, our
Straight
friend
to
from
video.
England.
He has a podcast. Yeah.
He's great. He's got a great
It's
podcast.
oral. It's an oral podcast. You don't look at anybody.
I played that one too. No, yeah, but it's and he's very good at what he does. And I've been bugging him for years. Over the years, he's always helped me with my artwork, and he's just so nice. He can't say no. He probably like, oh God, I can't wait this is over. This guy, but he's very good. I only ask him because he's very good, and he has he knows me. He has all my files, and he really does help me out a lot. So he's been doing it for me, and I got him back just recently because he's been very busy, and we're dialing it in right now. So I'm on the very last couple reads and make sure there's no typos.
It's coming soon. Johnny's put in lyrics and a booklet and all that stuff, and he wants to make sure it's right. It's coming soon. Right. I like this compliment. This show is strangely captivating. I subscribe. Well, thank you. Welcome aboard. I appreciate it. And let's thank Jimmy, who's contributing to dinner. I mean, at this point, Johnny, you can order from the left side or the right side of the menu because these people are generous, and we thank you for that. I don't want to say your name wrong. I think it's Ibren. He says hit the like button, and he is correct. Hit that like button. Let's see. Boys on Film is going to bed. Boys on Film is a new addition to our show. He first made his debut yesterday. He wanted to marry one of the men in Duran Duran, I believe. I believe Nick was his favorite, I think. It was either John or Nick. I said John was my favorite, John Taylor. Okay, let's make sure we get to everybody. People want to go to dinner with us. I'm not sure I could swing that again. Julie Keller points out, period. And
period, Julie Keller.
Johnny's record will not be available on vinyl. It will not. But
we talked about the vinyl thing.
I think they're baiting. I think
put 5 records in my suitcase to drive to Baltimore or fly. You can fly now, right? And they're heavy. They're hard to move. They're expensive to ship. I think they're cool looking. Don't get me wrong. I grew up on records. I'm aware. I have friends that have vinyl stores. Cheap Kiss Records. Cheap Kiss Records. One of my great friends. He's a total vinyl guy. So I don't want to alienate him. It's not that I don't like vinyl. I'm just, more with the technology, the phones. If I want to hear something, I go, play this song. I don't have to go like, let's see here. What does Oh, turn this on. Tap, 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 tap. Toot, 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 toot. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Just so, old photographs.
I'll have a 7-inch available soon. It's not to scale, otherwise it'd be much bigger. But anyway, yeah, the theme song through "I Just Want to Waste Some Time with You" will be available on a little vinyl thing. And I'm not going to lie, it's more of a novelty item. You're getting it because it'll be a fun little thing to say you have, and it'll be limited edition and numbered and all those things. And maybe someone will spin it. I don't know. I don't own a record player for all the reasons that Johnny just demonstrated. Oh, Ron Jeremy's here. What's going on, Jason and Johnny? Happy Easter, boys. Now, Ron Jeremy is a lot like, what's the scientist who's in the wheelchair?
Oh,
Genius,
Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins. Ron Jeremy can no longer speak and doesn't know where he is until he's on this show, and then suddenly he can type. And he's happy to wish us a happy Easter, boys. Ron, good to see you. He has risen. By risen, I mean Ron in his pants.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna be hearing about that now for a month from these people. Yeah, we just not figured out that the Earth isn't 6,000 years old. It's in your book.
Ron Jeremy is not in jail. BMX, that's false information. He is in a. He's being supervised. He's at a home and he's being supervised. He does not know where he is or who he is. It's coming for all of us, sadly. But
That's going to happen to me in about a week. No one's going to know where I'm at. I'll be up there in a minute, Mom. You know, do you want to go to the golf course for dinner again? The dinner thing is going to be a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
They always want to go to these crazy places.
When you go to eat with your mother, is she prepared like with the menu, or does she have to go over like she's never seen it before?
I think she puts me on. I think they like to, read the whole thing, but they know that there's the one thing they're going to get.
Right.
And then they try to talk you into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Mom, I don't want chicken a la king. There's too much bread. Well, then get something else. I'm looking. Do you know they have beef stroganoff? It's very royal. It's very expensive.
They push you. Yeah, they push. What and do they? Does she like as someone goes by go, oh, look what they're having? Does she do that?
It never ends. And they do it in a way to where they don't want them to know that they're looking. But then if they get caught looking, they'll get up and walk over there.
Oh, cheesecake.
Look,
that's beautiful.
Now, have you ever thought of this? The salmon's a little expensive here, but they have halibut. Mom, I don't want anything breaded. Oh, Johnny, that's not going to hurt you. I eat breaded stuff. And now look at me. I'm older than you. Mom, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't want to argue with you about it, but you haven't even drank any of your soda. I don't drink soda anymore. You kids. Whoa, bullshit. Next thing you're going to tell me is you're trans. Well, I don't eat trans fat. But I have friends that are gay.
She's going to say, drop your napkin. And then she leans over. Oh, cheesecake. They have cheesecake. And then if she gets busted, she'll have a conversation. I see.
And then when the bill comes, they take it and they look at it like they're like got a royal flush.
Like or a bingo card or like World Series of Poker. They hide it and they look at it.
And then
will your mother will she get the bill every time you go?
Well, here's the thing. I've been away for so long. She's done so much for me that now I feel like I should pay. Right. And they think because I live out here in Las Vegas and, you're a big rock star. I think I got money all over the place. Little do they know that this is filled with air and we're trying to get funds to go eat at Chuck E. Cheese. But so I feel that I should. So, I order what I would normally order, try to keep it on the low end. And then she'll order something thinking she's going to, if we both think we're paying, it'll be a low bill.
Mhm.
So I'm definitely learned from my mother.
Mhm.
And then I'll
You
be
are
like,
your
"Mom,
mother's
just give."
child.
Yeah, she told me. What did she say I was? I was weak. What was the word? Remember? When we were in the airport?
Soft. She said you were
Soft.
soft.
Said I was soft. Not anymore. Said I
She
was
said
soft. I
your
think you.
sister. I don't think your sister watches. She said your sister is like a bull in a china shop. I think she said that, and she said that you were soft. She always knew
Yeah,
that you were the softer one. It wasn't an
yeah.
insult though. It sounds like it is, but that's not what she was implying.
I'm soft to the touch, and if we're on a date, very soft, smooth, sneaky, slinky, lovable, a generous lover. But I think when the bill comes, you know, I usually would do that. I forgot my wallet, even
That's what I
though
do.
but nowadays you can pay with your phone, so that doesn't really work. But if we're both, I'll take it and I'll be like, Mom, don't worry about it. I got it. I don't mind doing that because she's letting me stay there. She's doing a lot of things for me. And I probably should. But then we do it again. And then it's like, oh, well, you took care of the first one. I'm like, and I'll do this one too. And then the third day comes like, Johnny, and they're not like fighting you for it or anything. They're kind of
No.
like, Johnny, you know, kind of just flipped out of her hand. And I'm like, don't worry about it, Mom. I got it. But if we're going to do that, I need to go to good places. I'm not going to these places that she goes to because the force feed myself a steak at 4:30 because it's cheap. And none of the food's good at these places, like these golf course restaurants and, the older folks like to go. I need to go to something good, but then I can't eat like that anymore. So it's going to be tricky, man. I'm a little nervous about it, and I need to work out every day. So I'm going to have to use their cocoon pool, whatever they have there. And, I'm going to have to figure that out. And then you're together, you're with your mom for a week. Try it. It's a little tricky. It's you forget, and it's a little trying. And
Johnny, can you do an impression of Woody Allen eating dinner? AZ was nice enough to contribute to the dinner fund, and he would like to see that. I don't know if he's asking for it at dinner or right now, but
just crazy. I ate a clam once, and walked away, and had to wrestle it to the ground with muscle. No pun intended, but it's just terrible.
Papa Z, Johnny, has had it. He said this is turning into a chick show. I'm not sure.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What does that mean? Are we the View? Is this like the View?
First of
Papa
all,
Z, what are you so upset about? What?
maybe he's Italian and works in a pizzeria. Sounds like a pizzeria. I want all the women to turn against him immediately. Ready, set, go. Talking to you, lesbians, all of you. I don't care what you are this week. Attack. Just kidding.
Well, I think a lot of
I
women
don't.
would be
I don't know
offended. Yeah,
what is he talking? Why?
I don't know.
Crazy. Had to go to Paraguay once.
Maybe we're supposed to talk more about Pantera. I mean, I
Or
don't know.
or football,
Yeah.
or why don't you have a truck in an area where you should have a car with your brights on because everybody needs a truck that takes up 3 parking spots in a Walmart parking lot where you don't need that. And of course, we need to drive around the entire neighborhood in a big truck that's loud, diesel, and on the back there's those swinging testicles, and there's my other truck's a go. Oh, you can say it. And all that stuff. Is that what we're talking about? Because they have that here.
Papa Z is defending his masculinity by letting us know that he's watching with his wife, and maybe his wife is laughing. Maybe his wife
All
is
right.
laughing too much, and he's looking at her like these two are a bunch of idiots.
Well, I hope she gives you the Dutch oven tonight.
She may, yeah, because he's probably saying these two guys haven't had a men's haircut in ages.
Oh, well, you know who gave me this shirt?
I recognize it.
Yeah, Scott Coogan.
Yeah, ugly shirt.
He doesn't
So
he doesn't fit it. He doesn't fit in it anymore. So he gave it to me to wear. So speaking of girls,
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't always fit in. Let's see. I see questions about Steven's solo record. A rat. I think that's an episode of the Brady Bunch. Rat. One of the kids is a rat. Anyway, that's all anyone cares about. Rat. Okay, let's see. He gave it to you because it's ugly. Well,
All right. Well, I won't wear it anymore. I think
I
we were
mean,
at the
it's
airport
fine.
once. I have really having a bad week with shirts. I think I wore this at the airport once, and Stephen was like, "Hey, cool shirt." I'm like, "Oh,
Johnny made a video the other day of him playing a solo.
okay."
His
That
playing,
video.
his playing was outstanding, as it always is. When Johnny sends me things, I don't always even have to watch them because I know how good it is. But he was demonstrating the proper way to play a solo, and he was right. But he was wearing the shirt that he wears. It looks like when they find a terrorist buried underground for days, and I'm sure it was comfortable. But I poked fun and suggested that Johnny wear a nicer shirt because Johnny he makes so much content. This was a video that he could have posted, but if he would have had a nicer shirt, I thought. And anyway, so
I'm
but
not
now,
posting those. Those are my practice videos because I'm
right.
planning for world domination.
Johnny's practice videos are better than most people's produced videos with hours of practice. Tracy Lynn, by the way, likes the shirt. She's a fan. We found the one.
Yeah, not you can't please everybody, and it's very difficult to. If you please everybody, you please nobody. That's the way I look at it. Unless you're a man's man.
Can we get a GoFundMe for Johnny's shirts? Well, sure. If people donate enough after dinner, we'll go get a shirt.
Hold on a second. I'm just pretending I have food. How are those tips coming along? We're going to need more.
We're probably going to need some more, yeah. Here's someone said, I heard Sepp is going to be the new singer. You didn't really phrase the joke very well, but what he's trying to say is, I heard Stephen Piercy is going to be the singer for Skid Row, and they're going to call it Rat Row. That's the joke. Oh, that's right. Rat was Leave It to Beaver. Thank you very much. I remember it now. It came back to me. Yeah.
Steak is great. Oh,
Johnny likes so that he
wine.
doesn't eat so much at dinner. He envisions the meal first. So he's having a course right now. So he'll be a little full by the time we get
I
to
don't wanna
dinner.
rub my. Excuse me. Can we get some more bread? Thank you. Yeah. No, that's fine. Oh, this girl. Where's she been? She should be watching.
Johnny,
me
what does
more.
your shirt say?
Can I get a refill? Iced tea. That's right.
Does your shot say, am I hot?
I don't know what the shirt.
He's probably-
I think it's
he's probably
a
never-
brand. I think it's a brand of a clothes brand.
So you're endorsing something, I think.
I don't know.
I'm wearing my shirt in honor of Easter, because Easter
yeah.
is a holiday where we like to bring people back from the dead, right? So there he is.
Is today the day you can't eat the meat?
Joe, thank you very much contributing to the fund. Very appreciated.
I cannot eat another bite.
Johnny, when is the last time you went to a church for on Easter?
Oh, I haven't been to church in a while. The last church I went to was in Italy. It was in the Colosseum, and we snuck in because I wanted to see the inside. Garbage and bums and shopping carts upside down. It looked like the third world country. But then when you went in, there was something about it that made you feel like you were seeing something grandiose. So I understand how someone could be tricked into thinking that, that exists. But it was amazing. I don't like that word. It was glorious.
Mhm.
And that was the last time I was actually in a church. And I remember it because my pants started on fire.
I was going to
But,
ask about the fire.
Yeah, but no, I don't go to church anymore because I don't believe in anything.
Last time I went to church incognito, everybody rose. And when the Reverend Smith recognized me, punched me in the nose. Papa Z, thank you so much for the super chat. His wife probably made him do it. This is from my wife's comment about the chick show. I'll take it out of her purse. I believe
That's
his
funny.
wife, yeah, his wife is commandeering the joint account. I don't like couples that do joint accounts. Not you guys. You guys are fine. But when people call their account Fred and Lisa, like, no, you guys can have separate accounts. You don't share an account. I know the idea is to keep dick pics out and other things.
Whoa.
Excuse me. Other things
Is that
like
what
that.
is that what it's for? You know what else I think they should bring back?
Separate beds.
That's right. Separate beds, a la Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy. That to me is the way you do it. Maybe you have another room for, sexy time, and then you leave all that mess in there, and then you come into a fresh sheet and you get to sit and lay in your bed and you look at each other, maybe drift off, and then you're on your phone a little bit and you talk a little bit, and then it's very end, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to bed. And you're like, all right, I'm going to bed too. All right. Good talk. I'll see you in a few hours. All right, babe. And then you turn on your noise machine.
This
Which
is also awfully specific.
And then you turn over on your good hip and you drift off. But they could take it a step further, separate rooms. Because then if she wants to do some reading or some manicuring or whatever girls do, I can imagine pillow fights in their underwear, whatever it is, sandwiches, then you could do that. And then I could drift off to La La Land while listening to myself on my iPhone because I'm mixing. It's always mixing. So
I'm a big fatso, Johnny, and I've developed a snoring problem. Never had this in my life, but when people share a room with me or a bed, I snore. And one day I feel like they're going to kill me with a pillow. Someone mentions watching Svengoolie the other night, Jack Palance as Dracula. Johnny watched. We were talking on the phone. Johnny told me all about it.
He's terrifying. It's like if a boxer turned into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about Dracula, most of those vampire movies, and I think I could say the same thing about Phil, is they see a picture and then they're like focused on one young maiden and the eyes get all crazy and they're like, who is this creature? And then the ding dong, unexpected, that's my fiance. She's beautiful. Oh yes, she is quite remarkable. I must meet her. You must bring her. You must bring her to the castle sometime with you. Okay, I'll bring her. Yes, because she reminds me of someone I used to love many seas ago. And he knows that this is his girlfriend, yet doesn't care, doesn't bother him. Bring her over to the house sometime for dinner. Dinner is her. He doesn't tell him that. Huh?
What if he's a cuck? Maybe if that's what he's into.
And
like that guy that you play with in town who watches his wife sleep with other men. You know what I'm talking about.
No, he wants the whole thing. He's not sharing.
True.
It's just like LA Guns. It's the same thing. This is my wife. Oh, very good. Bring her along. Next thing you know, there's bubble blowings and bar chords and selfies and you don't know what's going on back there and swashbuckling and someone can't take photos because their camera's getting it's Armageddon. These freaking vampires. But
I once went to Phil Lewis's apartment. He's moved since, but it did remind me of what you just said. It could have been a vampire living there. I want to show a picture of what the experience was like. I have that here. Give me 1 second. But Phil had these. He had on his balcony. He had a large telescope that he used. I don't know, but it was focused on somebody else's apartment. And then he had a riding crop. It was me and Brett Muscat. And we both were like nudging each other to see the ridiculous things he has. And then he put on some records for us. He had like this little record player and then like 4 records. And he's like, "Do you hear that bass, darling? This is my jam." And it was some song that. Anyway, this is what it looked like. This is what Phil's apartment looked like. And if you see that.
Oh, I
It's,
remember that.
yeah.
I've been there. I was handcuffed, but I remember it.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, the knockout spray obviously didn't work on you. We
No,
got to thank Jimmy.
okay.
Jimmy wants to see Johnny have dessert, and dessert Johnny will have. He's going to dessert his entire diet.
Yeah, no, I just, as long as we just cover the basics, it's very expensive to go out, especially if you want to eat something decent. I'm not eating any more hot dogs.
No, we're
Period.
going somewhere good tonight. Daryl, I have the Toxic Avenger Funko Pops. I have a lot of them actually, and I portrayed the Toxic Avenger in a few television events and things. They filmed it from my shoulders up most of the time because I didn't have the massive physique, but my acting was incredible. No one could say I used to be a 98-pound mop boy nerd until I transformed into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. I became the Toxic Avenger. That's what I did one time for a living. Anyway, so I do have it, and we're going to do a sleepover party, and we're all going to watch the Toxic Avenger, one of the greatest movies of all time. I mean that actually. Toxic Avenger is great, holds up. Taskmaster says joint accounts suck. You never know who you're talking to. Very true. You're trying to write to a chick, and you're trying to tell her, "Hey, I heard your husband's out," and then the next thing you know, he's like, "You son of a bitch! I knew it." You got to be careful. Hasn't happened to me.
Yeah. Also, sharing a car is like that too. Got to keep messing with the seat,
Hmm.
with the station on.
Is today
It's
Good
this.
Friday?
I was asking that. I mean, I'm not eating meat really anymore for a while, anyways, because I was told, I gotta lose 10 pounds. I think my doctor's a sadist, but anyways, I don't know. Someone tell us. Look it up.
Mhm.
I think it is. It's before. No,
I think it's
isn't it? It's closer to Easter. This isn't. We're not there yet.
well. This is Easter. Sunday's Easter, so this is Good Friday then.
Are you sure Sunday's Easter?
Yeah, Donna's the smarter person in my life told me. Donna says Good Friday, no meat. That's tonight.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe, so I'm going to have all the meat. People are going to leave their Easter meat for us.
You can eat whatever you want.
Hmm. I should
Yeah.
point out though about religion. My mother and her family were Christian, and my father's family was Jewish, and my mother's family was from Germany, and my father's family were for Gun Hill Road in the Bronx, and my parents decided to let me choose what religion I wanted. It wasn't all that important to them. There was a Catholic school near my house. We were going to send me to the Catholic school because it was the closest place. I didn't like the idea, and my family didn't really like the idea. But they said, go out there and do a who's who of religion shopping, So I went to Sunday school with my friends, and I went to a bar mitzvah or so, and I saw a little bit of what that was like. And I made an educated decision that it was all a bunch of bullshit, and that I didn't want to be part of any club that would have me as a member. And so I don't believe in religion. I only believe in me. But therefore, I'm not going to be celebrating Easter. I do like the bunny. I'm for the bunny rising. I'm for celebrating Jesus on Christmas. After I get done with Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph, I say a few words about our beloved Christ. But I'm okay with all those things. I'm okay with the messages. The problem with organized religion, one of them, is that people use it for what they want it to be. They take the teachings of somebody who's a kind person and a loving message, and then decide that they don't like certain people or they don't like certain things. And that is one reason why organized religion, for me, it's just not my cup of Sanka. Mark Sanchez, thank you so much for contributing to our all-star dinner. Boy, is it going to be a good one. We don't know where we're going. And pretty soon, if we've done this for an hour and 24 minutes, we're going to have to start thinking about it.
Unlike the Christians, we don't know where we're going.
If anyone would like to contribute to a tip, right now we weren't planning on leaving one. So if someone wants us to tip tonight, make sure you super chat.
If someone tips enough, maybe I could play a little bit of a song that you kind of alluded to in your last little thing there.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Uh, anyway, Red Fox Funko Pop. I have it. It exists, and I have it. Oh wait, someone's getting tipped tonight. You guys get funnier with every episode. I can't stop laughing. That is from, oh boy, Dad Dister. Dad Dister. Thank you, Dad. If you don't mind, we call you Dad. Appreciate it. And I'm glad you're watching with us. And I'm glad everybody's having fun. This is a fun Friday. I'll be honest with you, when we start this show, I never know where it's going to go. And much like David Letterman used to do, when the show's over, if I don't think it went well, I destroy everything. I wreck my office. But it's supposed to have no meat today. Oh well.
Oh, see, I was right.
You can have mac and cheese. Yes, Easter is Sunday.
Oh wait, eat that.
I didn't say
I
it.
can. Are the tips getting up? Because I have a song.
Well,
That's
it
something
looks like,
you alluded to in your little speech prior to this, and
Do
I
you
thought you
think-
were.
I didn't mean
I
to
know
cut
you
you
did.
off. Do you think we'll get flagged for it?
Well, I mean,
I know it's going to be a
strumming
John Lennon song, but
just strumming the guitar and singing. Can you get flagged for that? It doesn't have to be like a record or something.
I could appeal it and win, or I could clip it if we have to. So that's fine. But yes, hold on, Johnny. Sean is here. Sean Brown. Sean Brown again. Thank you so much. Hello, Jason and Johnny. I finished watching a documentary about Rosemary's Baby. Did you know that the director William Castle first bought the rights to the book, but Paramount wanted Polanski to direct, and Castle was named producer? Very interesting. I did not know that. Donna points out there's going to be more meat for us tonight. Peter
And for
says,
us, she means the heathens.
the goyim. Peter says faith is good. Organized religion, not so much. I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Believe what you like and support what you like. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, be good to people. But when there's a plate coming around and people are telling you who you should like and who you shouldn't like, and then there's a massive hurricane and people need a place to go, and then you lock the doors of your church, your $1 million church, there's a problem. You're not reading your Bible at that point.
Oh, that right there. What's his name? You know the guy I'm
Joel
talking
Osteen.
about? That's right. That guy. There was a Dexter episode about that.
Really?
Well, kind of like, based on that kind of concept. And he got what he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter. Doing God's work.
Yeah. Well, I think that the audience would like to hear Johnny give us a little something.
I don't know if I should do the one that you alluded to, or should I keep it popular? Because you alluded to a song named God, which is a John Lennon song.
Yeah.
Now, that goes on and on. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, a little racy. There's also Imagine, which takes me back to the earlier we were talking about New York City.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's let the audience choose.
Okay.
Yeah. Johnny's going to play something acoustic, and I think he's going to play a John Lennon song, which would be nice. And you guys can choose. I like. Well, I don't know. I like that. I like the Wheels one. Sitting here watching the Wheels.
I could do that one too. That one, right?
Yeah, that's a big one.
People say like you said to let it go.
Nice. Very good, Johnny. Great.
Screw
I,
that
I
kid.
for you kids who want to cancel John Lennon, you're all dumb and grow up. Really, one of the last great musicians, people, message, all those things. He had an ugly penis and an ugly wife, but other than that, boy, was he all right. My mother, if she's watching, would really love John Lennon. My father would often see John Lennon walking around New York City, and really, and Sean was probably around my age or so. I saw him in New York many times, and yeah, it's sad, but kids don't fall for all this canceling. Great, John Lennon, really something there. Okay, we're getting requests all of a sudden, but Mark Sanchez wants to hear "I Can Only Believe," which is one of Johnny's songs. Can you do like a verse and chorus of that?
Oh man, it's
I
been a
don't know.
while.
You might have,
That one's a little tricky. I'd have to
maybe
think
it's
about
not
that one
meant for
first.
acoustic.
It's actually it was played on an electric guitar, but I think I might be able to play that one.
Can Johnny do Enough's Enough also as a Joker Blitz Media? Thank you, Joker. I like when Johnny sings the some of those Enough's Enough songs.
I better not do that one. It's kind of a tricky one. It's got a lot of up
Jason
here
likes
stuff.
"There Goes My Heart."
Oh yeah, I like that one. Are we doing that? I don't know. I mean, what are we doing here?
I can do whatever you want, Johnny. It's
That
Easter
one's.
weekend. You can rise however you like.
Yeah.
We opened
I
a
think
whole
I
new
can,
can of worms.
if I can remember that. Are we getting some dinner money here? Because I mean, we're really hurting here.
That is true. And Johnny, he would like to have maybe a red wine with his dinner in times of Easter. The body of Christ. Side order of the body of Christ or the blood of Christ.
I don't know if I remember this song. I mean, I have not played these songs since I said goodbye. So for me to just recall it,
We might have to prepare. Maybe one day we'll do a request song with Johnny.
it would be
Some of these he doesn't play. Is Johnny the new singer in Skid Row or not? I believe he will.
Hello, Monday, you've been so bad. Tuesdays used to make me so bad. Wednesday is so lame, I almost leave. Thursday was the day I met her. Friday, everything got better. Saturday, I knew I'd get her. Sunday, too. Here I go again. I'm standing toe to toe again. Really low, baby, cause you got me so excited. Ooh, there goes my heart. Something like that.
Nice. That was great.
Wow.
Hey, Johnny's literally singing for our supper.
Yeah, right.
We're going to get out of here pretty soon. It's been an hour, 35 minutes, 250 people watching. Someone said Mother's Eyes, but that is a great song that they didn't play live very often. Johnny, did you get to play that one?
Yeah, I played it a couple times. Yeah.
I think you pushed for it. But they don't play that one now. There's a lot of reasons why the band called Enough's Enough now sucks. And one is because you don't go to see Enough's Enough play 85% of butchering Beatles songs when you would rather hear the Enough's Enough catalog.
Yeah. That's a tricky one. That one. Isn't it wrong? And isn't it strange Let a man go by the color of his face. And there's any time to be drawn in line and decide to become a human race. That's a little higher than that, but that's kind of the idea. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I like that one too. Good song. Johnny should tour, and he should play the same cities that Enough's Enough plays, and it'll be Johnny Monaco performs the music of Enough's Enough, and more people will go see Johnny than will go see that big, tall, wig-wearing dummy. A lot of questions. A lot of people are joining in late and asking questions. I already answered. Joe, thank you for being a channel member. He's asking how the record's coming. He answered. It's coming along very well. He did a final mix and other things happening. We're going to save the requests for next time. Julie would like the king to go off, and
Period.
Johnny is a true pimp. Okay, and there's always somebody who has to say "free bird." It wasn't funny the first time, but
Oh boy. You know
yeah.
that those Donnie Vie songs, it is his birthday, and he did write all those Enough's Enough songs. Like, don't mistake in any of that.
Cool.
But his songs off of like the Beautiful Things album or the White album, they're
Mhm.
so good. You like, which one did you say you liked?
I like the White Album a lot. I have them all. Donnie gave me every one of them on CD, and then he sketched on the cover of each CD. He drew himself. One, he drew him and Chip, but it's hard to find a bad Donnie record or a bad Donnie song. He is a
You
very
said
talented
there was
guy.
one you said you liked a lot.
Well, my favorite is that's it, I think, right? Yeah, that's it.
I say good morning to the sun. I used to see it coming up and I would run. But now it means a whole new day with you. It's just begun. Everything is in it. Every moment, every battle. You're strong enough to win it, baby. You're my favorite thing to do. There's a whole new me since I found you. Oh, of all the things I've ever done or ever knew, you're my favorite thing to do.
Nice. Yeah. You're my favorite thing to do. That's a great song. When Johnny was first coming on the show, I watched videos of Donnie and Johnny performing together, and they complement each other so well vocally. And to watch them play it, I remember thinking Johnny can really play anything. He just kind of lays into these songs with Donnie and follows along, and it was so great. And I thought, when I first started talking to Johnny, I said, "Boy, that is a great song." And Johnny's played it by request for me. Happy birthday to Donnie Vie. He is 10 years younger than Chips Enough today. And we thank Donnie for the great music. I will point out, I may be going to the Rainbow Bar and Grill Bash, I think. And Donnie Vie will be performing there.
With
Sebastian Bach.
with Alex Kane too, yeah.
And Alex Kane will be there. Alex Kane will be, who is from the band Life, Sex, and Death. You guys love the Stanley stories. Alex will be there. He's also playing with a band called Shark Island. A lot of people say that Axl Rose ripped off a lot of his moves from Richard Black of Shark Island. And anyway, a lot of people really enjoying Johnny playing. Okay, this is your last chance to make sure that we have a well-balanced meal. So if you'd like to send something, you can do that. And then we'll be back. Someone was asking my schedule for live shows. The last 2 weeks, I did Monday through Friday, every day at 5 p.m. Not sure what next week will hold, but normally what I do on this show is Mondays in the morning, we show My Life on the Road Tour Diary. Wednesdays, we do this kind of live show. Different people stop by. And then on Friday, I do an interview. And the interviews will beginning, again, if anyone would like to ask questions of the upcoming guests, you can go to my Patreon, sign up, send a message, and tell me who you want to ask the question for. I will tell you that coming up in the next week is Paul Di'Anno of Iron Maiden, the original lead singer of Iron Maiden. Most people prefer the Paul Di'Anno records to the Bruce Dickinson records. At least the hardcore fans, they like the first two Maiden records. He'll be here. Original MTV VJ Mark Goodman will be here. I guess I could say it. Ron Thomas from the Karate Kid is going to be here. He sweep the leg. I could beat this guy. He is going to be here, and he also was on the Cobra Kai TV show. His character's name is Bobby Brown, not to be confused with New Edition. Joker Blitz, thank you for contributing to dinner. You wanted to hear Johnny sing a cappella. I mean, what do you want to hear? Like Tears on My Pillow? I mean, yeah.
I have a song called that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Don't
Another
tell
Donnie
little
Vie
Anthony.
song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his birthday.
Donnie's birthday. Did you wish Donnie a happy birthday?
No, I don't think we're close like that.
I think you
No,
should. I think he
not-
would like to hear from you.
I'm not sure he even likes me, but
Mhm.
but it is his birthday, and he has written some. It's just unfortunate that no one knows some of these songs because they're so good. Well, I just found out, and I still don't know what all the fuss about. If the flowers grow, will it feel alright? But I'm not okay. Why would I choose to fight? The same thing happens anyway. I love to stay up all night long, singing songs and drinking with my friends. Fast girls, fast food, and smoking cigarettes. This is how it has to end. I guess that's just the way it goes. I won't let nothing quit my wings. I'd rather take my chances in the dark than lose all my favorite things.
Very nice. We should have had Donnie come on today and guest. We should have asked him. We should have invited him. But happy birthday,
Yeah.
Donnie.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure he's watching.
Oh.
Let's see. You Jive Ass Turkey points out that Donnie can be complicated. I think that's true.
Mm.
And
like
Tony,
getting into Canada.
Tony says Chip is watching and he's pissed off.
I can do his version.
Jet says Steven is missing out, Jason. What is he missing out on, Jet? Let us know. I don't know. He might be watching.
I haven't sang in a while. I think I need to start practicing. You practicing?
Yeah, no. No, I do not. All right. Well, I think we're going to go eat, Johnny. Before we leave, where do we think we're going to go?
How much do we have?
I mean, we did.
I don't know. Where do you think we should go? Do we go back to one of the places we went to and try something different, or do we go somewhere else? I mean, I kind of like going to that area over there. It's kind of nice. They have a PF
Town
Chang's.
Square?
Yeah, last time we went there, I got food poisoning.
Yeah, I like
And
PF Chang's. though. I've never gotten food poisoning. I've eaten there a lot. Uh, uh, we like the pho, whatever, but that doesn't sound like it's that. I feel like we should be having more courses.
Um, I don't. This is going to turn into like I don't know where to go. It
There's
always
no
does.
Sizzler. There is no Sizzler in Las Vegas anymore. There is a Benihana. I don't know if we could get reservations. It's in the Westgate, which was the
That
Hotel
sounds.
International where Elvis sold out.
It's Friday night. That's going to be crazy over there. And
Love It Custard might be good for dessert. It's a very bad neighborhood.
I mean, there's Thai, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really know where to go at this point anymore. That Donnie Vie song just got me really depressed. So
Yeah,
it's very
Johnny's gonna
powerful.
go
That
off the
song,
balcony.
it's a powerful song. He'll be playing it tonight. So make sure everybody goes to St. Louis and sees that. We played at the place he's playing. It's called the Venue or the big place. They had the car show. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. Robbie Crane played that show with us.
Right here.
Yeah.
Compound
Who
or
is
something.
Johnny's favorite Beatle? Jason's. No, Jason. There's no Beatle named Jason. You're asking both of us who our favorite Beatle is. I could probably tell you who Johnny's is, and Johnny could probably tell you who mine is. All right. So this is how we'll try this. Thank you, Rummy. I say that John Lennon is Johnny's favorite Beatle.
I was going to say Ringo, but I'll say John Lennon.
Yeah. And who do you think mine is?
John Lennon.
Paul McCartney. But my mother would be very upset with that. But I really grew up on Paul, and I met Paul, and I feel like Paul's the greatest living rock star. As I got
Yeah.
older, I appreciated John's music and creativity and everything else. But I would say Paul was my favorite, and Paul's bass playing is pretty crazy, especially back in the day. I think as as most bass players get older, you may dumb it down a little. But boy, he played some cool parts.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't get that because you like bass. Should have got that.
I don't think we've ever talked about it, and I've also been talking about John so much today that I think I could see why you said that. Jimmy Goff said, Jason and Johnny, always a great time. You never let us down. You can see us on the road. You'll see Johnny playing music. You'll see me tour managing, which is just as, it's a difficult task as well. But you'll see us, yeah, tomato, tomato. But you'll see us this year. We're going to be in Texas next in like 2 weeks. And then after that, we'll be in Virginia, 2 days in Virginia. We'll be at the M3 Festival in Columbia, Maryland. And then a couple shows in Illinois. We're going to be in Sacramento with Skid Row. I think they call that band now. And we'll be in Sparks, Nevada. No idea where that is. But you probably got to take 4 planes to get there, even though it's the same state. And all kinds of other places. You can go to johnnymonaco.com. You can go to officialstephenpearcy.com for all the latest. Dr. Paul Shortino just woke up. There's lots of backroom prick touching going on in Texas. I don't know what that means. Dr. Paul's a word wizard. And okay, am I evil? Good hang, guys. Always have a blast. We will catch you guys. Is Stephen retiring this year? Well, I've been hearing about things for next year, but I think he will not be going to a lot of the same venues. So it's sort of a long goodbye, maybe. I can't comment. Jimmy, we'll see you at M3. Looking forward to it. We're going to hang out. Dom says Spark is outside Reno. But all right, Johnny. Well, we should figure out where we're going to eat. We did an hour and 50 minutes. Unless someone wants to super chat, I'll stay another 10 minutes. But if everyone's had enough of us, and we've already drained you of your funds, we took away people's, their Jesus walk around money, Easter walk around money. People who maybe were going to go to church and then maybe pick up a prostitute on the way home. I don't want to take everybody's cash.
Yeah, those prostitutes. They'll get you every time.
They can be pricey. They can be pricey. A real
sometimes you got to pay. They make you pay before. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's definitely a risk because then you're on
the money.
You're on the clock. Yeah.
They want the money up front.
Yeah. All right. Well, Johnny's back to.
I'll keep. I mean, we're gonna need some super chats. On the boat, tides too thin. Put your phone to see no matter how hard you swim. And you don't know where you've been. And my love will guide you in. When the joke your mind as free tries to choke your breath from you, don't be afraid. There's a ghost you can't evade. So my love will never fade.
Very nice, Johnny. It's always Italian night somewhere. I like a good Italian meal. That's from Vegas Vacation. But I don't know if Johnny, he'd have to have something boring like a piece of fish. He can't have the rigatoni.
Yeah. No, I can't. There's too much sugar in that. I mean, so I've been told.
Mhm.
So
All
we got
right.
one more?
Well,
Are we done here? Or are we doing what we're doing?
I mean, I don't know. We can. Tyler says he knows that Johnny likes a good bolognese, but Johnny's very choosy in the preparation of his bolognese. Hold on, Joker Media, Joker Blitz Media. One more donation to the Church of Johnny and Jason. Love you guys. Keep rocking and get some food. Well, thank you. Well, we'll stay now for 6 more minutes. Then you can all thank Joker Blitz Media or be mad at them for keeping the punishment going. 245 people on a Friday night. That's not too shabby, if you will. And you can go back. A lot of people are tuning in late. You can go back and watch this. I have been threatening to make a lot of these videos private or members only. So I suggest you watch them in the. I suggest you watch them in the first few hours. Speaking of members only, I have that. I just happen to keep that there. But you want to watch these videos, you want to like these videos, that helps. And you want to comment, that's fine. And God forbid someone who has not subscribed, you should probably do that, help the channel so we can keep this going. It's a miracle that I've done anything for 10 days, believe me. What brand is my green acoustic? It's some kind of bullshit. Acoustic guitars, any idiot can make them. But this one is by Schwartz. No, it's called a Mitchell. This is a Mitchell. It was made to my exact green spec, the dust. And George Lynch played this guitar for the record. Somebody else famous played it too. Can't remember who. Maybe Oz Fox. I don't know. It's seen the world. Johnny, please sing "Michelle My Belle" for Jason. I don't really care for that one, but if you pay, Johnny will do it. Oh, I get it, Michelle, I get it. He did, yes. I forgot Michelle. Now I know. I prefer "Fly High," Michelle. If you're gonna play a song with the word Michelle in it,
you're talking about the Beatles song, Michelle?
He's saying it, but I'm saying go with it's Donnie's birthday. His biggest song was written on NyQuil, and I bet you people would like to hear just a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that one. 6 o'clock in the morning, still sitting there pouring the drinks till they're gone. We did everything together, we done it forever. Why did we go on? first time. I didn't know you had anything like that to give it all. You were just a little girl. I never
Nice. Guys, go tell Chipsy up that that's how it's done. Maybe he'll learn something. Johnny Christ Superstar, Julie Keller, amazing. Everyone's having a great time. 3 minutes, we're going to get out of here. Johnny, we should go somewhere like where we can sit down and have a little conversation, look at the waitresses when they bend over, you know, the kind of mature things that people do when they go out to eat. We should go to somewhere that's a little, you know, it's Friday night, so we don't want to go to the strip, obviously, if we can avoid it.
Yeah. This is the part we always get stuck on, like trying to figure out where to go.
The hardest part, and no one here is really a local, apparently. That was Georgia said that was her favorite Enough's Enough song. A lot of people enjoy
Well, that's
that
their
one.
most popular one, that very popular song for that
Yeah.
one.
That one sort of survived. You know, at the time, New Thing was popular as well, but Fly High Michelle, it's on classic radio and those type of things. Save the next for me.
You know that one?
I didn't know. I don't think I did. What was it?
You've lost that feeling in your kiss.
Oh, I know that.
I'm only holding up your show. My God, your face on this. And now it's time to let you go. You don't believe me no more. We used to make it long show. You got me. Now I'm really doing it like that. It's time to let you go. It ain't good if it feel good, real good. It still felt good to me. It's always good. You should take everything that smells like you. You know everyone is up to show. Oh no, one time that you too. Now it's time to let you go. Oh no, time that you too. Now it's time to let you go. What time that we too. Now it's time to let you go. Yeah,
I could not think of a more fitting way to end it. Someone said, "Play, waste some time with you." Johnny doesn't know it. One day, maybe he'll learn it. And I could play it, but I am not going to follow Johnny. So you'll have to envision it in your head. In fact, if you want to hear it in your head,
Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there can waste time with you.
all right, it's been a great broadcasting week. I thank everyone for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, supporting Johnny and I's a dinner that we're about to have. It's going to be Johnny. You ever see the video of the guy? God, it's going to be hard to explain. He's the old man, and the police are grabbing him outside a restaurant, and he says, "I was just having a nice, succulent Chinese meal," and then he goes, Get your hands off me! He's grabbing my penis. Have you seen this?
No, I don't know, but that sounds like that might happen tonight.
I'm gonna send you the. I'm gonna find that video and send it to you. Johnny is very talented. Yes, he is. Thank you, Jason and Johnny.
It's a little rough tonight. I haven't done those songs in a while, so we might have to cut this episode. But
yeah, you might. So you gotta enjoy it while you can because it's going to be. Well, there'll be some kind of programming on Monday. Thank you again for watching, and now Johnny and I will figure out where we go to eat. We'll keep you all updated. Good night. Thank you.